Hi, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's really nice to have you guys here. So in today's video, we're going to be working on our first Arduino project, and I'm really excited about it. So as you can see guys, my project is already working. Just to show you how it's going to be. So we have our LED that we put on our breadboard, and we are using our Arduino board to control our LED. So this is almost how turning signals work in cars. So you can see we turn it on and off every 500 milliseconds. Okay, so I will show you guys in the code how that works. But you can see we have our LED, and we connect our LED to resistor to reduce the amount of current coming to the LED, and then we connect everything to the Arduino board. So the first thing that we need to know how to do is to actually make our connection. So let's go and make our connection. Hey, all right guys, so let's continue. So the first thing that we need to do is to draw a sketch of our design. Okay, so like this is very good because it will guide you on how to do the real design. And just in case like in future like you get this messed up, or maybe like it's dismantled and you want to put it back together, then this will actually guide you on how to do it. Okay, so let's look at the design. So please first draw this before we go into this, but let me explain it. So we have our LED in here. Please don't mind my design. So the LED, so like the longer leg is the positive leg, and the shorter leg is the negative leg. Okay, so then we are not going to connect the resistor to the positive leg, because we want the resistor to limit the amount of current flowing in the circuit. Remember that I explained to you that like the electron will be attracted to the positive side. So electron will flow in this direction, right? So we want to limit the number of electron that will flow. So that's why we have 220 ohms resistor in here. So if you don't put this in here, it can blow up the LED. Okay, so we connect it to the resistor, then we connect this wire to pin 4 on our Arduino. So like our Arduino has like a pin like numbers, right? So I'll still show you guys where those pins are and how to connect it to pin 4. So then the shorter leg of our LED, which is the negative, will be connected to another pin called GND, which is ground. So it's called ground and it's negative. So we want to connect the negative side of our LED to the negative side of our Arduino board. Okay, so I hope you guys understand this. All right, so now let's not do the real design. Okay, so I have my own already. So what I will do is I will remove it and show you guys how it is done. All right, so let me remove everything. So let me remove this, let me remove this, let me remove this, and let me remove this, my LED, and then this 220 ohms. So you guys know where to find it, right? Okay guys, so these are all your resistors, right? So you see, you can just open this up. So when you open it up, let me try to open it up. So when you open it up, then you take this out. So you see in here they wrote 220. That's what you need. So like just take one out of this, take one out of here, right? And that is what we are going to be using for our project. If you use something more than 220, like the LED might not come on properly. All right, so from our design, so the first thing that I would do is to put our LED. Then you have to make sure that you see your positive and negative. Then one thing I want to show you guys in this breadboard. So you can see that we have different lines, right? So the line that are vertical this way, this line are connected together. So this is connected to this, connected to this, connected to this, connected to so if I put something in here and I put another thing in here, they are connected, right? So but they are not connected this way, they are connected this way. All right, you guys will see that very soon. All right, so they're gonna put our LED. Then please make sure that you see the longer part. So the longer part, so I'm going to put it down in here. Okay, good. So then the next thing is to connect 220 ohms to the positive. Remember, this is my positive leg, right? This is the positive, and I say that this is connected to all of this. So I can just say, you know what, let me just put my resistor at this place, and it is connected to the positive leg, and I can put the other leg of the resistor anywhere, right? Which, so now I've connected the positive side of the LED to my resistor. Okay, so this side is done. Okay, so now after that, we're now going to connect the 220 ohms to pin 4. And also remember, since my resistor is on this side, right, on this side, I can plug this anywhere on this row, because this row is connected to each other. So I'll plug this in here. Then on my board, there are actually numbers. You can see there are numbers on the board, and each hole or each pin has numbers. So now I'm looking for number 4. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. So I just plug it in here into pin 4. That is good. Then the next thing that we want to do is to connect the other end, which is the shorter leg of our LED, to ground. So usually we usually use like a black wire for the negative side, but it doesn't matter, right? But please don't use red for it. Just use black. If you use red for it, it will still work anyways, but to be professional, you just use black. Okay, so now we can plug this. Since our negative side is on this row, right, I can plug it anywhere since all of them are connected together, right, like all of this. So I can just put it in here. There you go. Okay, then I will look for ground on my board. So there are like 3 grounds. There's one ground in here, GND, and there are other ground in here too, GN. So we can use anyone. So let's just use this. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ground is right in here. Okay, so please look at this very well and make sure that everything is done correctly, because if you do it like in an incorrect way, you know, you might blow up your LED. Okay, so make sure that your resistor is connected to the positive side, and you bring the resistor down, and then your resistor, you take a wire, then you take it to pin 4, and that is how it works. So then when you are doing this, actually it's a good practice to put your board on something, right, so that like you like the end doesn't scratch anything. Okay, so this is how to do the design. So the next thing that we're going to do is to actually download the software that we will use to program this. If you have the software already, you can just go to the coding part, but if you don't have the Arduino software, then we are going to download the Arduino software together. Okay, so this is how to install Arduino on Windows. So just go to Google and say install Arduino for Arduino for Windows, and click on enter. So the first thing that comes up, so you see Windows download latest release. So you click on these. So okay, the download has started. Okay, yeah, so we'll give it a minute for it to finish downloading. All right guys, so the download is done. So when download is done, you should have this file in here. So you just double click on it and we'll start the process. So double click on this one and it will start running in the background. So it will ask you if you want to allow Arduino to make changes to your PC, you have to say yes to it. I can't show it right now, but hi, hello guys. So this is how to install the Arduino IDE on Mac operating system. So the Arduino IDE will be the editor that we're going to be using to write our code to control the Arduino board. So just say type download Arduino for Mac on the Google, right, and click on the first thing that you see in here. Then you just click on this. Let me see if I can help you guys to zoom it a little bit. So you go in here and click on the download page. When you get to the download page, then you come in here. So Mac operating system, so you click on it. So you say this one you don't need to then you don't need this one. Then after that it will download it for you. Okay, so it will take some time, but it will download it for you. So you can see it's downloaded, right? So I already downloaded it already, so it's showing 2, but this is what you will see. So let's go to that download folder. So in your download folder you will see something like this. Okay, so because I have 2 of it, so just click on this one. So when you double click on this, then it will show you something like this. All right, so it will show you something like this. Then all you have to do is just drag and drop this in here. So let me close it. So after you have drag and drop it, so all you have to do is to go to your list of application and type Arduino, and your Arduino should, so you see it's loading up. So right there, so you see, so this is what we are going to be using to write our code. Okay, all right guys, so let's start coding. So when you open up your Arduino, so this is what is going to show you from the go. So this it will show you 2 functions. So this is called setup and this is called loop. I will explain what this function will do, but the first thing that I want you guys to do is to actually save, because like save this file. So you can go up here, save it, right? And I want you to actually give it a very meaningful name, and also save it in a place that you will remember. So you can go into your document and create a folder for it. So like create a folder before you save it, or you can save it in your desktop or your download. So you can even create a folder in your document and say Arduino_project, so that you don't forget, right? But in here, so like I will save mine in my, so where can I save it? So let me just save it in my document for now. So then I'll just call it LED blinking. You can name it anything, but don't put space between the name. Okay, so then we just save it. So it will go all right, so we can see that it has saved it. All right, so I've written the code already. I'll just copy and paste the code, and I'll explain the code so that we can save some time. So so the first thing that we did like in the code is to do this define LED pin. So remember that we use pin 4 to connect to like the positive side of our LED. So that's why we are saying we are using pin 4. And this one means constant, meaning that this 4 will not change while we are running our code. Like unless you change the pin to a different one, then you have to change it in here. Then this one means integer, meaning that this is a number, right? It's not a text. So like integer is like 0 to infinity. Okay, and this is just a variable name. You can change it to anything, but make sure that there's no space. And if you change it to anything, you have to change it everywhere. All right, so that is what this is doing. This one is defining the number that we connected our LED to. So then we have this interesting function called setup. Okay, so this function actually runs this runs one time. All right, this function runs one time. So this setup is like just what the name means. It's just setting up something, right? So it's setting up our pin mode. So because our pin on the Arduino can either be input or output. So for example, if you want to sense, like if you have a temperature sensor and you want to sense the temperature of your environment, you will make it to be an input. But because it's LED, we want it to show something. That is why we say it is output. So pin mode of this is output. Then please make sure that you write it the same way, lowercase and uppercase for this. So this is going to run one time. Then this function called loop, this is going to run continuously, because yeah, we want our Arduino board to continue running our code. All right, so and what we are doing, then you have to call it void loop. You have to call it loop because Arduino is expecting it to be loop. Okay, so in here what we are doing, you can see we turn on the LED, we wait for some time, we turn it off, we wait for some time. So it will go on off on off on off. And something that you guys see in here, so this number, let me change it to 1000. So Arduino use like this time, this delay. So 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So that means the like it will turn on for 1 second, like turn on, wait for 1 second, turn off, wait for 1 second. So it just go on off on off on off. And you can see this means digital right means that turn on the LED. High means up, right? 1, right? Turn it on, wait, then turn it off and wait. So now we are going to see the result of this. So but the first thing that we need to do is to actually connect our Arduino board to our computer. So if you are using a Windows machine, you can actually just connect this to like a USB port. But because my system does not have USB ports, so I'm using this adapter. So just connect that to your Arduino board, and when you connect it, so like mine is already blinking because I already wrote the code for my Arduino board. I can see that it is blinking very fast, not blinking 1 second, right? So but when we upload this code, it's gonna blink 1 second. But make sure that your Arduino is powered on. You should see the light on your Arduino, but your LED will not turn on for now. All right, so let's go back to the code. So the first thing that we need to do is to actually select our Arduino board. So you come here, so mine is already selected, so you should see Arduino Uno or any version of your Arduino. So you have to select it. So that is now there's connection between your IDE and your Arduino board. So the next thing that we need to do is to actually verify our code, which means compiling our code to make sure that there's no error in our code. So when you compile everything, so you see done compiling. If you have any error in your code, it will tell you in here and it will show you the line, then you have to fix it. This should be a very simple code, so everything should be fine. So now after that, we now upload our code to our board so that our board can run the code. So we now say upload. So we are now uploading, so you can see that the rate at which it was on and off, so it reduced. So 1 second, 1 1 1 1 1. So 1 second on and off, on off, on off. All right, so you can see that. So we can actually play with it. So imagine that I can change it to like 500 milliseconds, which is going to be half a second, right? And you can see, like, we see that the speed is going to change. So let's first verify, and then let's upload. So you can see it's now faster than 1 second, which is really nice. And you can just continue doing that, you can continue playing with the number. But if you put like a number very low, you won't see the difference. You know, let's just try it. Say I put 5 milliseconds, which is very low. So I do that, and I do this. So let's see our workbench. So you see, it's just always on because you can't see the difference. It's switching off very fast that you don't know the difference, right? So, but let's just take it back to 500. And please, if you are watching this video, please don't forget to like my video. Please subscribe and share with your friend. Like, that really goes a long way for my channel. I would really appreciate that. So we change it back to 500 milliseconds. So let's do that and let's upload it and let's see what we get. So you see, we are back to on and off, on and off, on and off. So that is really cool. So you guys can just play with the number in your code, and you know, you can actually, yeah, you can make like the LED to turn on longer than to turn off, right? So you can play with everything. You can make this one to be on 1000, then you make this one to be 2. So you see that the LED will be on longer than being off, right? So you can, then you just compile, then you upload your code. All right, so in the next video we're actually going to do something much more interesting. So we are going to add maybe like 5 LEDs, and we are going to turn them on and off sequentially to form a pattern, right? And I think you guys will really love it. And we can use different colors actually, so to create a design and turn them on and off differently at different time. All right, so I think, yeah, so this is the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you guys in the next video.